Good morning. This is Dr. Matt Parker here. So taking over T3 Talk Show. So wherever you guys are at, social media, YouTube, watching from the comfort of your home or your cell phone. Again, my name is Dr. Matt Parker with Parker Physio. I'm here stealing the show this week with Mr. Rick Noda. Rick, how you doing this week?
I'm doing awesome, man. I love the show takeovers, man. They're the greatest ever, man.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable here in this seat where I kind of just get to ask you questions. And but something I want to talk about today. So something I've been seeing a lot recently. Summer's around the corner. Weather's finally improving here in San Diego, and I keep seeing it, and people are kind of telling me, hey, I have knee pain, hey, I have this issue going on, and I like to be active, I like to run, I like to be on the go, but I'm, keep having these issues. And when I ask more questions about it, I kind of getting I always ask, like, what's your warm-up look like? What's your exercise look like? And they're like, yeah, I warm up, I spend, 2 or 3 minutes, and they show me like a classic, bending over hamstring stretch or very outdated stuff, Rick. So I'm curious on your end, what does a warm-up look like? What does a cool down look like?
It's funny because, as a doctor of physical therapy and as a nurse and as a coach, we often have the same type of problems or like, what I say the chief complaints. And it's not a bad complaint to have, all right? It's one that I think is not addressed enough, all right? And this is what I usually do. First off, you got to listen to your body. And most of the time when you do a warm-up, all right, and everything I'm about to say, you guys, in Google is counteractive or contradicted on Google. So this is my opinion and my version as a coach for over 25 years of experience. It is, you got to start first what your body gives you. So when I warm up, I like to start just like a nurse, like from head to toe. All right. So I get into the gym and my mind is right. So I warm up my mind. I know, and I start with that SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic target. So when I go there, I warm up the brain. Then I use push, pull, hinge, squat, lunge, rotate, and then plank. All right? Because that's a nice progression that the body can go. Throughout life, we push, pull, and we do all of these. Now, here's the beautiful part, Doc. There's a thing, and you guys out there can do this for me, okay? It's called firecrackers. One of the easiest warm-ups to do is just warming up your fingers. So everyone thinks warm-ups have to be intense, they have to be whatever, but you start just warming up those fingers. You do 25. Then as you push-pull, you create an exercise with proper breathing that allows for you to use that push-pull. Here's the other thing.
Slow down.
A lot of times I use 4 breaths for a warm-up. So when someone goes, okay, we're going to do something, for example, stretching our hamstrings, that simple, like we call that medieval bend over, okay? Go ahead and bend over with that. And stretch. Allow your body to lengthen. Allow for the smell of the gym to come to you. And then let the body naturally, let the hamstrings know what they're doing. Let the oxygen do what they're doing, Now, the same thing with your mind is you're letting your body review what we're doing or warm up for what we're about to do. So the nice thing about the warm up, Doc, is first start with things that you know. All right, I don't want you to try new things when you're warming up. The second thing that I want you to do is control it on the breath, using that breath. And then the third and foremost is keep it simple. Keep it as simple as possible, because the minute you get into exercise and once you get into the activity, guess what? Your back's going to say, or your shoulder's going to say, hey, buddy, you forgot about me. And then you can revisit it again. So the nice thing is after a minute or 2 minutes of activity, you go back and really continue to whatever else your body gave you.
So on a time frame wise, how long would a warm-up normally take? Effective, efficient warm-up?
An effective is anywhere from, I like to say, 5 to 10 minutes is usually. And in that period is you have, let's say that first 5 minutes you stop and you do a little bit of activity. Maybe get on the treadmill and walk a little bit, or maybe you just walk to the end of the block. That's when you notice the shoulders are a little saucy or the back is still not where it wants to be. Then you stop again, reevaluate, calibrate the body again, control it on the breath, and then at around 10 minutes, you then start what I consider your actual workout there.
And Rick, the other thing I've been getting a lot too is, because I love everything you just said there about the warm-up, is the actual cool down. And when people, I ask that question, like, what's your cool down look like? And they kind of get this big eyes, like, what is a cool down? You know what I mean? It's off to the next thing. We're always busy. We're always, time. We don't have time to cool down. But tell me a little bit more, like, how you like to cool down with your clients.
So I'll tell you something really interesting, okay? So because as an endurance coach and as an Ironman athlete, how do you cool down when you're about in a half marathon? All right, or in a marathon. But believe it or not, there's a cool down possibility of besides just static stretching. All right, what that happens is, and for Ironman athletes and for athletes who are, let's say, running, all right, and you're in the last 5 miles of your run. Okay, you do a 10-mile run, 5 miles. Now, you're not training for anything specific. You're just on a run. So for the last 3 miles, you start to slow down the tempo a little bit, and that extra water that you had in your canteens or in your water bottles you didn't take, how about finishing it? How about drinking it down? Because then what you're doing is you're cooling down or preparing for the next day. We had some caloric output that we lost, and by drinking some of those electrolytes, we start to gain a little bit of that. So part of your cool down is a little bit of a rule to get in at least half of the calories that you received after a workout after you're done. So that's one part of the cool down. The second part of the cool down is let's use that to reiterate the parts that hurt during workout and the ones that didn't. Your hands, your bottom of your feet, and your calves will always be used because if you're walking or if you're doing any type of movements. So I recommend, regardless if it's by your bedside or right after you've trained, is to massage your forearms just like this. Now, here's the wrong way to do it, not to do it. That's the one thing, okay? The good way is pretend that you're a bunch of like tortillas or just some meat or something or some masa. I don't know how to say that. Dough, that was the word. All right, and just massage that bad boy. Now, just using again that breath to change these variations. You hear that pop as you're going. Now we had our hands and we massaged our forearms. Now bringing that foot up and just massaging the bottom of your feet. If you're in the gym, doc, you're sitting right there by the little area where you cool down. You massage that. Again, cooling down all the way to the Achilles and then massaging the bottoms of your feet. Now, after I'm done with all that, I sit nice and tall, believe it or not. I then cool down the brain. I reiterate or I do a post-care of what was good about the training that we did, what was something that was incredible that I liked, and then how I can be better. So as we're cooling down, we're kind of going after what we trained with on that target, and that gives us motivation for the next day. So that cool down, I got to tell you, is so much one of the most important parts because it motivates you for the next session. It allows for you to make sure that you're not caloric or electrolyte deprived, so that when you then approach this exercise in a way, you're gonna do it in a way that your body continues to grow and adapt, and the most important part, heal.
I love it. What's the time frame on that, Rick? What's your average cool down time?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, because I'm in no hurry to go nowhere sometimes, I can even extend that to about 30 minutes. I mean, typical, if you got 10 or 15, that's good. But as a nurse, I used to say, do something for 15. And what happens, doc? They do it for 10. So what I do is I extend it. So I like to say when you're first starting as a novice or a social athlete, do that cool down for about 15, 20 minutes. And then as you start to get a little bit more, what I would consider used to it, the time frame necessary for the muscles to react, it's a little bit shorter. So you can go down to about 5 minutes on that cool down when it's there. But one thing is, make sure you're still controlling that on the breath. That's the cue. 5 minutes or way different.
No, I love all that kind of stuff. The only thing I'll add is I love the foam roller personally. So a lot of my patients like that. You'd like to do the self massage. I like the foam roll as well. The foam roll is your friend, especially post exercise. That's how you decrease the risk of injury. Rick used a big word there, heal. We always want to take care of our bodies. We want to do a little bit of maintenance. And again, I think the big takeaway for me is you have to factor in the time, the warm up time, the cool down time. If you have an hour workout, you got to make sure those first 5-10 minutes, those last 5 or 10 minutes, you're getting not just the body prepared, but the mind ready.
And I'll tell you that, and to win an hour workout, and as a Marine, as a triathlete, as different modalities that I've done, free runner, parkour, whatever you want to say, honestly, you're really working out at an intensity level for about 20 minutes, you guys. I mean, that's about it. That's really if you want to prescribe that, and the rest of the time should be warm up and cool down, and if you're not using that cool down, here's what you'll see injuries, and you'll see doc a lot. All right. The other thing is you'll start to question your training, and it's all related to just slowing it down and doing that cool down. So I tell you, doc, that's what's so nice about our ecosystem in here. They hear the same things from 2 different sources, and then they hear the guy at the gym tell them the same thing. And maybe it hits in.
Love it, love it, love it. So Rick had an awesome time today. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, let us know what you thought, your feedback, your takeaway. We always like to hear from you guys. And then we'll catch you tomorrow. Adios. Hey, Dr. Matt Parker here with Parker Physio, where we specialize in helping those over the age of 50 that are struggling with aches and pains get back to feeling healthy and living an active, mobile, independent lifestyle while avoiding those pain pills and costly surgeries. If you'd like to reach me, you can go ahead and call me at 858-900-3361. Again, that number is 858-900-3361. My email address is my name, Matt, with just one T, MAT at parkerphysio.com, or you can go to my website, parkerphysio.com, where I have plenty of information on things like how to help back pain and shoulder pain, neck, foot, knee and ankle, sciatica. If it hurts, there's information on that website. So please go check that out, and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Thanks for checking out our videos. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and hit that button right below. Or if you want to check out the latest video right here over my shoulder, go ahead and click that link. If you want to check us out on our social networks, we're at T3 Body Encinitas. That's T3 Body Encinitas. Or shoot me a quick email at info@T3 Body Encinitas, where our motivation inspires you to be better. See you guys soon.